Hello and welcome to CATEX-TV. This is Tom Bailey in London. It's 4:30 PM in London, 11:30 Eastern Time and 12:30 in Bermuda. Today in history. Today in 1988 an airliner crashed in southwest China, killing all 108 people on board. And today in 1671 a pirate called Henry Morgan defeated the Spanish defenders and captured Panama. As we can see, history repeats itself quite regularly. And to the news, we've got our first stories on Somali pirates. Only 300 years later, Somali pirates have freed a Greek-owned oil tanker a day after one of the largest ransoms ever paid was delivered to the ship, according to pirates and officials. The Maran Centaurus, one of the largest oil tankers ever seized, was captured on the 29th of November last year with 28 crew members. A ransom of between $5.5 million and $7 million was dropped on the deck of the supertanker. The money was said to have sparked an argument among the pirates and delayed the release of the ship. According to Andrew Mungwera of the East African Seafarers Assistance Programme, he told the AFP news agency that she's free and she's preparing to sail out. One pirate said the argument about the ransom money had been resolved, and the pirate called Hassan said to Reuters over telephone, "We have agreed to solve our disagreements and release the ship. It is free and sailing away now. The crew are all safe." When it was when it was hijacked, the Maran Centaurus was sailing near the Seychelles in the Indian Ocean, about 800 miles or 1,300 kilometers away from Somalia. Its crew is made up of 16 Filipinos, 9 Greeks, 2 Ukrainians and 1 Romanian, and it's carrying about 2 million barrels of oil, the equivalent to the daily output of some of the world's top oil producers. So they're on the Somali pirates. And now to Eurostar. Eurostar has admitted that it expects to pay up to £10 million in compensation to passengers affected by the travel chaos before Christmas. Thousands of people were stranded in the Channel Tunnel when 5 trains broke down in December because of condensation in their electrics. Eurostar cancelled all services for 3 days to establish what went wrong and carry out safety tests. In a letter of apology, Eurostar said improvements had been made. Chief Executive Richard Brown said, "I'm acutely aware that we have to win back the trust of our customers following the disruption to our service before Christmas. We failed to deliver the standard of service you expect, and I apologise unreservedly for the problems that occurred. Going forward, we need to demonstrate to you that we're doing everything possible to provide the most robust, reliable service." And they've set aside $10 million. It'll be interesting to see how much of that is recoverable from their insurers. The UK floods of the summer of 2007 cost the country £3.2 billion, according to the UK Environment Agency. The report, published 2 months after the latest devastating floods which hit Cumbria in November of last year, shows the economic impacts of flooding on every area of life, from homes and farming to education and transport. According to the review, households and business incurred around 2/3 of the total cost of the flooding, with the average cost for each flooded home between £23,000 and £30,000, and the cost for flooded businesses averaging between £75,000 and £112,000. The Environment Agency said that while 95% of businesses were covered by insurance, a quarter of the affected homeowners were not fully insured. Actual insurance payments were 40% higher than the Environment Agency's estimates for the costs of damage to homes and business, as they made a new for old replacement policy, the government said. Elsewhere, farmers lost an average of £1,150 per hectare of land flooded, and the floods caused £660 million in damaged infrastructure and services, including water supplies, treatment plants, roads and electricity supplies. And 400,000 pupil days at schools were lost because of the floods which hit parts of Yorkshire, the Midlands and the West Country in June and July 2007. Japanese Airlines, or JAL, is expected to file for bankruptcy protection tomorrow, ending months of speculation over the debt-ridden carrier's future. If it goes ahead, media reports at the weekend said that the bankruptcy filing will be immediately followed by a government-backed restructuring aimed at trimming down the airline, cutting several routes and about 1/3 of its staff. Worries over the airline's future have seen its stock price plunge in recent days, losing more than 90% of its value. On Monday, JAL shares were trading at a record low of just 5 cents as investors bailed out on the airline ahead of the expected bankruptcy. That left the market value of Asia's biggest airline at just $150 million, or the equivalent price of one new Boeing 8787 jet. As of last November, the airline was saddled with more than $16 billion of debts, while several injections of public cash have failed to ease its trouble. While the government said it will do all it can to ensure JAL keeps flying during restructuring, equity investors in the airline are expected to lose most or all of their money if the company files for bankruptcy. JAL was founded in 1951, expanding quickly with Japan's post-war economic recovery, and was privatized in 1987, but soon it became victim to its own ambitions. When Japan's property and stock bubble of the 1980s burst, it exposed the airline's risky investments in foreign resorts and hotels. And news from the US. Swiss Re said today that it has sold part of its US life reinsurance business for 1.3 billion Swiss francs, or $1.27 billion, to a unit of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway to free up capital and deploy it more profitably. The transaction, known as a retrocession deal, in which the reinsurer transfers an insurance business to another, will allow Swiss Re to free up about 300 million Swiss francs in capital, which the company said it will use to underwrite other businesses. Reinsurers generally take up business from traditional insurers looking to spread out their own risks. Swiss Re added that the transaction with Nebraska-based Berkshire Hathaway Life Insurance Company is effectively retroactive as of the 1st of October 2009, and the deal's financial impact will be reported in Swiss Re's first quarter of 2010. Berkshire Hathaway apparently wasn't reachable for comment. And finally, we've got some news that a very well-known British insurance group, the Admiral Group, which began in 1993 with just one brand, no customers and 50 members of the staff, and by June 2008 the group had 9 brands, over 1.5 million vehicles insured, and 2,500 members of staff. The group it's a FTSE 100 insurance company. So it's a FTSE 100 company, and it's signed reinsurance contracts for its new car insurance operation in the United States, which is called Elephant Insurance. German-based reinsurance specialists Munich Re and Hanover Re will jointly take 60% of the risk through a quota share agreement. Admiral also extended a number of European reinsurance contracts with Munich Re. Henry Engelhardt, the American who lives in Wales, he's Admiral's chief executive, and he was the founder of Admiral. He said, "This is a very good day for the Admiral Group. These deals will help us perpetuate our model that minimizes risk and consistently produces a high return on capital." He said, "It's an exciting time to be part of the Admiral Group, given our growth and geographical expansion, and we are very pleased to be working with Munich Re and Hanover Re to build growing, profitable, sustainable businesses in Europe and the USA." For the new American venture, Munich Re and Hanover Re will each take 1/3 of the insured risk, and Admiral will retain 1/3. These are long-term contracts, with Hanover Re lasting 10 years, while the Munich Re deal has a 15-year duration. Elsewhere in Europe, Admiral has extended some of its existing reinsurance deals with Munich Re, most significantly its Spanish and Italian operations, with extensions totaling 15 years. Well, congratulations to Admiral. That's all from us today. We'll be back with you at the same time tomorrow. Until then, thank you very much.